Alright, what is up, guys? Good morning. Let's see if this will go bigger. I'll have to do it manually. Alright, so, good morning. Finally on the charts to live trade here. So, today is December 19th, 2025. It is 8:58 Eastern. We're going to be going into the market, trying our best. And yeah, I should be trading a lot more freely today because I am just going to be. I still haven't put more money in my personal, so I'm just going to be trading on Sim. And. But that's actually a good thing because that means I'm probably going to be more open minded and free and allow myself to take opportunities. So, with that, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts here and look at what we got going on. So, maybe it'll let me take a trade on my personal. I could try, but we'll see. So, alright. Okay, so what do we got going on here? What do we got going on? So there's basically two different ideas here. We do have bullish SMT. Keep in mind the 8-hour has inversed to the upside here. We have closed above this old bearish for value gap. And the 12-hour also inversed to the upside. So at first glance, it kind of looks like these lows might be low resistance. I would argue that these are probably high resistant right now because we already had the inversion for value gap to the upside. And now we have bullish SMTs forming. So my argument is that this is high resistance. I'm curious if we have SMT with this low. We don't have SMT with this low yet. But yeah, my thoughts is this is maybe high resistant. Maybe we come down, get a sweep of this low SMT here, and then we get a final move higher. I could see that. And as well, this will be below all the true opens. So there's Orange Fuller News at 10 a.m. You can see that over here. Bang. Orange Fuller News at 10. So yeah, if I had to pick a side, I am leaning bullish. Even with the RTH gap formed to the downside here, I do think that that 12-hour and 8-hour inversion for value gap is going to make this high resistant. That's my guess. We have bullish SMTs, so I'm basically expecting this. In my opinion, this is going to be a buy model. So sell side of the curve, buy side of the curve. We're below all the true opens. We can get one final move up to go run this LRLR up here. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. But let me know what you guys are thinking. So once again, since I will be trading just on Sim today, I will be trading more freely, which means hopefully we can catch some good trades. I mean, that should be the case any day, but especially today. So, um, oh, sorry, I'm still kind of waking up a little bit, but that's okay. So, um, yeah, I'm anticipating the market to be bullish. We don't need the S&P and YM, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so um, we had this old first presented for value gap from a while ago here. We have backtested it with SMT. Once again, I am bullish. So we just got a 15-second inversion off of this. How's the 30-second look? So I will take this on demo if we get this. Obviously, because I'm taking everything on sim right now. That's not. You guys know that there's a first one for value up there. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over here. Okay, we just got it.
Order filled.
So I'm taking this 15-second change in state. Off of the first presented for value gap from a couple days ago. So bang. Once again, the nice thing about trading on sim is just I can trade so much more freely. So we can go back over to the other chart here. Bang. Once again, first presented for value gap was this thing here. And I think you just target these LRLR highs. So first presented for value gap on the 1 minute. Now we have inverse this gap, which is nice. We were below all the true opens. We got S&T there. So 15-second, basically 15-second inversion for value gap off of the first one for value gap with SMT. I don't think this is gonna hold. I think that we will continue higher. This SMT, I'm not really scared of it. I'm not going break even though. So like this. So once again, with flow state, you can a lot of the time take an inversion instead of a change in state from my back testing. So bang, sweep out of this low, and now I'm expecting this to be a 2022 gap, honestly. So once again, here's the trade I am in. 15-second inversion for value gap off of the first presented for value gap, so first strike. And I'm going to target, I'm targeting this LRLR all the way up here and these equal highs. So if we project this out, so here's the manipulation leg into that first presented for value gap. Here's one projection, two projections, three. Hey, it's right at 4 projections. So this is very, very simple trade. Textbook Jake trades it trade here. So we'll see if this hits. once again, I'm able to trade so much more freely because I'm just trading sim right now. So yeah, first in for value gap, we got SMT there. We swept out the low. Bang. And then 15-second inversion off of the first in for value gap. And so the trade I'm taking looks like this on you could have taken that. I waited for this candle right there. And then the trade I'm taking looks kind of like this. And then forward projections takes us up here. $4.9 if this hits. Very simple trade. A lot of people might be thinking it's a short because all these lows down here, once again, looking low resistance, but from what I can tell, they look high resistant because the 6 hour has been inversed to the upside. So I'm looking to take us up to go up to these equal highs and LRLR above. That's kind of my logic here. We manipulated all the true opens into this old first percent for value gap. 15-second change in state to the upside. We have high time from SMTs, low time from SMTs. This is high resistant liquidity here, all through here. High resistant, bang, 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 bang. Every single time we come up against that, we reject it. Now, once again, I'm in this. I want to see expansion to the upside here. Once again, it's so much easier to trade when it's sim, and you can just trade more freely. I don't know. I don't know why. Alright, so there we go. We're starting to move higher. Getting a little bit of a wick there because there's bearish S&Ts forming. My guess is those bearish S&Ts are not going to hold, and we're just going to continue to the upside here. Once again, a higher time frame is bullish. I'm expecting this to be high resistant. Bang, 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 bang. So we'll just have to see if that does end up being the case or not. And since we're trading sim, we could look for another entry, just like a pyramid entry. I mean, when you look at the 6 hour or the 8 hour, it becomes very obvious. Like, this is an inversion for value up to the upside. and then we should draw back up. Kind of what I'm thinking. Either way, good tape reading here. We do have a pin bar that formed right here, so we could get a pyramid entry on this pin bar. Once again, this is just me trading on, what's it called, sim, so I'm just allowing myself to take more than one trade at once when I normally probably wouldn't do that. But let's go ahead and enter a limit order of 5 minute for this 5 minute pin bar here. If we retest it like this, yeah. So since I'll need to do only one con, it'll look something like that. So 2 separate trades would be going on at once if this pin bar gets filled. It kind of already got filled, so I don't know if it would get filled again. We could trade both paper trading accounts at once. So I could trade this paper. I'm actually in this. Oh, I forgot. I placed the trade on here off of this 1 minute pin bar a while ago. So we have this pin bar down here. I'm in that long for 2R here off of this 1 minute pin bar. Once again, I'm just able to trade more freely on sim. No stress. And I don't know. I can't really explain what psychologically is happening in my brain. But there's definitely something. Once again, I do think we will draw up to that LRLR all the way to the upside here. So we have this is like going to be a 2022 gap, because here you can see this is a liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap with displacement, and then we have very obvious draws in liquidity to the upside here. So there's LRLR all the way up there. So this is just on this account, but then on this account over here, it will be taking profit at that LRLR. Once again, it's basically just a 2022 model to the upside is what it's looking like to me. We are forming these bearish SMTs, but once again, I'm thinking that this is going to be higher resistant because of the inversion on the 6 hour to the upside. So um 907. Yeah, that was nice. 907 2022 model was a nice entry. I'm not gonna lie. I took that 30. I could have, yeah, that could have been its own entry. So once again, the trade I took was we had the first presented for value gap from a while ago. Let's go to NQ. See, this is why I'm a little concerned looking at MNQ, because it's gonna look a little different than NQ. Like, look at this. MNQ, like, here's an example of, I was looking at this first one for value gap on MNQ, and on NQ, it is much more obvious that we're utilizing it. And so that I'm just gonna be charting with NQ and then trading on MNQ. That's what I'm gonna do. But you can see on the NQ, it's much more obvious. This is a first one for value gap, and then we get 15-second inversion out of it. So my first strike model. So this paper trade just hit TP. So bang. Once again, anticipating drawing up to the LRLR up here. At this point, we're almost there, so this should hit fairly soon. And let's get rid of that other pyramid entry. And yeah, this was a 5R trade. So not bad at all. So you can see there's my entry, there's my stop loss. You can clearly see that that's 5R. If this hits. Oh. But yeah, very simple, straightforward logic. Once again, guys, we had manipulated all the true opens to the downside. We had an old first presented for value gap, and we got a 15-second change or a 15-second inversion out of that first presented for value gap. Very simple logic. So we are almost at TP here. I'll show you guys on my other screen. What's up, bro? So yeah, this is a good spot to just take profit here because we've ran most of the liquidity in this consolidation. So I'm just gonna take profit
Order filled.
there. So that's a 5R. That's pretty good. How's it going, Forex, with Shub? Okay. Nice. So, like I said, guys, I'm gonna need to chart on an NQ, and so if I wanted to, I needed to basically observe the market on NQ and then trade MNQ because I need to be able to see that this first percenter for value gap is here. That's very important. Alright, so we're gonna need, actually I'm gonna reset all of these. We will go higher here. I think I just want to be content with the 5R because there's no reason not to be content with the 5R. So we will still probably go higher here, but you can see kind of why the market is slowing down is because we've ran essentially most of the liquidity in this consolidation. And so you can see that was just a really good spot to take profit right in that consolidation there. So that was definitely an intuition thing. You can just tell when we've ran all that liquidity, there's no reason to continue to expect us to expand through. And like that was complete intuition. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, did we get we got an outside bar? Sick, bro. I'm just charting up the trade that I just took here. But yeah, we oh wow, look at that. Look at that 1 minute. Look at that 1 minute outside bar. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Great catch, bro. Great catch. 1 minute outside bar. Caught by SD, bro. There you go, man. Nice catch. So I'm just gonna chart this up real quick. The crazy thing is this is just so the markets are so precise. Like it makes total sense why we do what we do every single time. Like we had S&T here, 1 minute outside bar, we deliver lower. We had the first line for value gap, 15-second inversion. Bang, I take that up 5R to the upside. I mean, it's very, very logical. It's all very, very logical. There's no like maybe with trading. It's always if you're wrong, there's a good reason why. There's a good reason why. And yeah, man. It's just so fascinating how the market is the way that it is. So we could take more trades because it's just demo today. I mean sim today or whatever you want to call it. Because once again, I'm just waiting for to to basically put more money in my personal account all at once, so I don't have to keep depositing more money and stuff. But yeah, 5R, man, just goes to show. Just goes to show how precise these markets really are. All right, let's go. Message this to people because this was fire. Yeah, we could keep trading on we keep trading just because we're just trading sim today. But just know that um I would never do that on a normal day. Cuz this is not, you know what I mean? Like this is just plenty. Like I would just be done for the day on any normal day. But since this is just sim, we're just going to allow ourselves to keep trading. Yeah, that was sick. That 1 minute outside bar, very very nice, guys. Very very nice. So now we're, like I said, I knew we were gonna continue to the upside here. I said that. Did I not say that? So yeah, once again, I on any normal day I'd be done for the day, but since we're trading sim, we could keep trading. Yeah, look at that. See, so this is the result of the 6 hour having inversed. Like I said, a lot of people maybe thought that these were going to be low resistance lows. But guys, no, these are not low resistance. These are high resistance because the 6 hour has inversed to the upside. So these are not going to be low resistance. They're going to be pseudo liquidity, meaning they're going to pretend to be low resistance, but they're actually high resistant. And then we continue to the upside because 6 hours inversed. Very simple logic here. 6 hour inversion for value gap, 12 hour inversion for value gap, 8 hour. 8 hours is the most obvious one of them all. 8 hour inversion for value gap. So there's essentially just no reason to short against that. And so you can see how this was high resistant. All the true opens got manipulated, and then we've now been expanding to the upside. Very, very logical day here. Very, very logical on what actually happened here, right? Market's just very high resistant against this. High resistant all through here. Boom, explosion off of that. And we got our trade right within here. Right within here, exactly as we wanted to, right? Beautiful execution. Beautiful. And like I said, we could have continued to take this up. We knew we were going to continue higher, but it's sometimes just, 5 hours plenty, man. That's for days where I'm even better at trading. Not yet. Not yet. Not at that point yet. But maybe one day. It'd be cool. Man, we totally could have taken that 1 minute outside bar to the downside. Looking like we have a 30-second outside bar, maybe. I don't know if it's that obvious. And honestly, we are not bearish right now, so I would not even consider anything to the downside here. I think we're just gonna keep flying up. I think most of the opportunity now at this point has already occurred. Now we will likely just continue to expand upward, is my guess. But like I said, most of the opportunity has now already presented itself. Like I said, the main opportunities being that 15-second inversion off of the first center for value gap. Why is it not showing up? Yeah, what the heck? Why is it not showing up? Like, obviously this is the first center for value gap as well, but there was a smaller one here. Oh, it's only showing, okay. So it was, that's why, because the new first presented for value gap just formed. So it's only showing the most recent, like 3 or 4. That's why. So we did just form a pin bar here. We could try like a short just for fun on paper here. We are rejecting this new day opening gap. Oh, shoot. That's on NQ. I'm loving the one-touch trading on TradingView. I don't know why. See, that always bugged me. I didn't realize that you could just you didn't have to have it confirm it. I thought you had to. So yeah, this is a low time frame pin bar. RTH gap to the downside. the reason I would consider shorting here is because now, like, we've kind of ran the short-term liquidity after this inversion, so there's kind of a case, but once again, 8-hour has inverted the upside. In general, we should continue up to this. I don't know. This is more of a just for fun short, maybe not necessarily super serious. Once again, just trying things on Sem here. So, okay. So, with this pin bar, you honestly could have just entered a pin bar on that close. Should we take it on both accounts or just the one? Let's just take it on just the one. Yeah, more of a just for fun trade here. Not something, and it very well could just continue being bullish. Yeah. So, yeah, it's too bullish. I should not have shorted that on paper. That's crazy. No way. There's no way. Yeah, we're just bullish. I really don't think this is gonna work. That was lucky. If this plays out, that was lucky. Now, in general, once again, I am looking the long. I think a higher time frame's bullish. Hey, it was a 5-minute pin bar. That makes a lot of sense. And we have this high time frame SMT with this high. That's a big reason why. Once again, higher time frame's bullish. So this trade is kind of silly. Doesn't make a ton of sense. What the heck? Okay. As I said, hard time frame's bullish. So, yeah, once again, that's why the logic of the higher time frame is so important. And yeah, maybe if the market was a little more bearish, that would have played out. But I don't know. Just once again, just getting more practice, experience. But obviously, the market's bullish here. You can clearly see. Once again, as I said before, um, if I was trading for real on my real accounts, obviously I'd be done for day after that long. But yeah, I just like getting experience and practicing. Yep, very logical, but why we're going higher here makes total sense. I mean, we framed this whole idea, so. So it goes to show, really take a look at that higher time frame, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, 12 hour, and really make sure you have that picture framed because you can clearly see there's that inversion for value gap. So we're expecting continuation. What about market going to bullish or bearish? I've been bullish at this point. At this point, I'm not. I would not be looking for any more trades because, yeah, the longs were down here. At this point, the market's still bullish, but now we're kind of in a more of a premium, not as ideal as it was to get longs down here, within this low time frame, a low time frame entry within the higher time frame 6 hour inversion. So yeah, I was bullish. I still am bullish, and um, now I'm just hands off because it's too far up in premium. Yeah, it just gets tricky because the market's obviously not bearish here. So I just don't know what opportunities there are. Because, like, I guess you could just say, okay, what draws and liquidity do we have to the upside? Like, we probably have previous day's highs. Like, that's the only maybe logical next step is, okay, we're probably drawing the previous day's high. Yeah, I guess that's the most logical next. Draw on liquidity. Yeah, man, this 5R trade could have been like 15R. Just insane. But yeah, we don't need to push our limits here. We know that's for when I get insanely better at trading, and not for now. But yeah, I would say probably the move would have been re-entry down here, 727 type of price action. What is that website which used for bullish? Bang! I saw you caught the longs. Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir. I should have. Looked for re-entry down here because I was still bullish. I definitely could have caught the shorts here as well because it's just a 1 minute outside bar off of I think a new day opening gap, and we were above all the true opens, or maybe it was something else, I can't remember. And then down here I was higher time frame was still bullish because we had the 6 hour inverse to the upside. So very logical day here. And so I definitely could have looked for longs down here as well. But I'm just trading sim right now because I'm trying to save up to just put more money in my personal all at once, so I don't have to keep depositing. Oh, you trade FA strat now? No, bro. I mean, I guess technically it's FA strat, but I just trade. I trade liquidity. So at the end of the day, I trade. Anything that makes sense in the context of AMD. So if it's like a 2022 model, an inversion for value gap, a change in state, pin bars, outside bars, they fit inside AMD. I'm just looking for manipulation with SMT and then delivery to the opposing liquidity pool. It's just very simple, right? Understanding that the market's going after one liquidity and then targeting the opposing liquidity. I mean, I don't care if it's a pin bar, I don't care if it's an outside bar, I don't care if it's a change of state, an inversion for value gap, a rejection block. I don't care. It's not about the model, and that's something that has always made me so mad. It's like, stick to one model, bro. It's understanding the market's just AMD, and then utilize whatever entry you can to get on side with that AMD. You can just message me on Discord, bro. You can just message me on Discord. Join the Discord. It's completely free. But yeah, today was pretty easy. So let's see how we could have caught more longs down within here. It was very logical. Be ready for the dump. I'm honestly not expecting dumps. I'm not even going to lie, bro. I'm not expecting dumps at all. Why do you think we're displacing so much? The higher time frame, the 8 hour, we just inverse this for value gap. We're obviously drawing somewhere, and at the bare minimum, I'm expecting us to revisit this consolidation. I mean, previous day's high, very logical next draw on liquidity. Then again, we do have bearish SMTs, but I'm leaning towards revisiting that consolidation. Maybe we do dump. Anyway, it's possible, but yeah, one day at a time, guys. We keep getting better. So let's see, how could we have caught in longs on this move lower here? We revisited this NDOG with S&T. Send me WhatsApp number. I don't have WhatsApp. Yeah, so this was just a 30-second 2022 model. That's essentially how you get in on this. Is we had an SMT here into the NDOG. We already took previous day. Yeah, we took previous day's high, but this is I'm just talking about in general, like further draws on liquidity to the upside. There's an old separate, not previous day's high, but like 2 or 3 previous day's highs ago. It's just the next draw on liquidity to the upside. Like the market's drawing higher. I think we're gonna continue drawing higher because it wants to go. There's further draws on liquidity to the upside. That's just my opinion, though. Could be totally wrong. 100%. But yeah, this was essentially just the 2022 model. We had SMT. Once again, from my backtesting, guys, so 2022 model is going to be valid when we sweep, and it's a sweep of a rejection block, and it's not actually a sweep of a low. Why does that make sense? Why does it make sense for us to form the low of a 2022 model only sweeping a rejection block? Because that's Phoenix model. On the other asset, we do sweep the low. So this is a valid sweep for 2022 model. Break of structure. Hey, we love the hearts. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then fair value gap. And you can clearly see, so here's the Phoenix entry. Here's the 2022 model entry. This is how you could have gotten in on longs post 926. Just rejection block, fair value gap, and then expansion. So pretty cool how you can that's how you would catch this. So this is a 30-second fair value gap, and then you could even get even more precise, go down to a lower time frame, observe the 5-second change in state off of this. So we have that 30-second fair value gap, 5-second change in state. This is, I call this 2022 plus, where you take a 2022 fair value gap and you have a low time frame change in state off of it. What's up, Jake? I like your content, bro. Thanks, man. Dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, every day we just keep getting a little better, and we're not going to care what anyone thinks, man. We just show up, we get our stuff done, and we learn, and we get better. So yeah, this was a very simple 2022 model, right? SMT liquidity sweep. At the bottom, this is a Phoenix entry. So with the 2022 model, you'll essentially always have Phoenix on one asset, and then a sweep of the rejection block on the other asset. Break of structure, retrace to a fair value gap, but you get the 2022 entry, and then we'll continue higher. We'll continue even further higher. So here's the SMT. Where is it? Bang. So SMT. Break of structure with displacement. Once again, it's about displacement, not break of structure. Break of structure is just a side effect of the displacement. Sweep, break of the tie, fair value gap forms here on the 30-second. So then we could enter on a change in state retest here. This just insane accuracy, guys. If you entered off of a change in state off of a 5-second change in state off of the 2022 gap. Yeah, guys, I think we're going to continue drawing higher because just look at the high time frame and kind of ask yourself why this even happened in the first place. Like, why are we displacing up? Because that 6-hour inverse. And so what is the 6-hour inversion targeting? We're probably going to go at least to 1 to 1 or 2 to 1 or something. And logically, there's like a consolidation up there that we need to go hit. So this is a 2022 plus entry. So I'm going to actually screenshot this because this is kind of nice. We have a liquidity sweep, break of structure, 30-second fair value gap. Once again, we don't need to see equilibrium tapped here because there's displacement. And then 5-second change in state. And then I call this, once again, the 2022 plus model, where you basically take a flow state entry off of the 2022 gap. That was just beautiful. You're taking the longs? Let's go, Shaney. We love that, bro. We love that. So I might take you went over the 2022 mentorship again. Not recently, but yeah, I've watched the entire thing. Well, I watched the no rant version, and I've watched a significant part of the rant version, but I've essentially watched the entire thing because I've watched the no rant version. But what I'm saying is, I know what I'm saying is this is how you take a very, very precise trade here. So What day is today? Friday? Okay, so I'm just gonna put this in here because I don't want to forget about this trade because this is sick. So once again, 2022 plus entry, meaning changing flow state entry off of 2022 fair value gap. Just insanely precise. $9.29, right before market open as well. 2022 plus, 1 minute aligned with the 5 second. So yeah, we'll likely continue higher here. So how could we get in on something to go higher? Honestly, I don't know. I think it's all lower probability. In all honesty, it's just hard to get in because, like I said, I was looking for longs down there. Now we've already been expanding. Maybe like some kind of revisit of that imbalance. No, like I said, it's just bullish. But yeah, bang, we're continuing higher, like I said. I'm happy you getting good, Jake. I think I've always been good, bro. I've always been good. It's just trading live, it's just psychological. I don't know. I've always been good though, in my opinion. It's just a matter of the when it's real. I don't know why, but I'm working on it. I'm just gonna keep getting better and keep showing up and not really care what anyone thinks, and eventually I'll stop messing up. I just know that for a fact. So I'm gonna get some water. Nah, I don't think this is a. Okay, let's just go over the higher time frame just so you understand like why I'm not bearish. Right? First of all, look at the way we manipulate true opens. Here's true week open, here's true day open. This is how you identify manipulation, guys. When we perfectly soup them and then we go higher with SMT, that's identifying true manipulation. That's why I like true opens, is because it helps you identify the true manipulation to get onside with true distribution. So there we go. Manipulation, you see that? So if I go to the 6 hour, you can just, or the 8 hour, you can clearly just see this is just inverse to the upside. And let's turn off end dogs for a second because they're kind of in the way. It looks like we're gonna run into this liquidity pool here. Now we do have this external gap, so you guys might be right, but I think in general we'll continue through to here. It's possible, you guys, that could be the case. We could take another trade on demo, but like I said, I just don't think this is as good of conditions as it was down there. I liked those conditions a lot. So we hit the NWOG on ES now. Oh yeah, we should look at new week opening gaps. I haven't looked at those. So Let's see if there's any good ones. Yeah, so this new day opening gap is also a new week opening gap. I'm going to adjust my indicators real quick. I want to be able to have new week opening gaps in purple and then new day opening gaps in light blue. Let me adjust these real quick. Yeah, I mean, we do have bearish S&T, but it's just like, look at this displacement. I'm not convinced. Like, I'm not convinced that we're bearish in any world. I think we're drawn up to this consolidation. So, okay, should we try a low time frame trade? Let's just try it for practice. I mean, we could just try a low time frame thing. You know, even if we fail, it doesn't really matter. It's just all sim anyway. We're just practicing. So, I think we will continue to the upside, personally. Using that logic, the next strong liquidity to the upside is previous day's high from a couple days ago. So, that's kind of where I'm looking. My eyes go over there. So dropping down to lower time frames. Dang it, I want this to be underneath this. I'll do it later. So yeah, I do think we'll continue drawing up to this next strong liquidity, which will be previous day's high. I mean, it almost looks like CRT. It's just a very logical spot. And what I mean by CRT is just like, this is like an entire void, and then I think we should come up and fill that entire thing. So, okay. Yeah, man, I think we'll continue higher. So here's this gap right here, 15-second gap. We're getting a low time frame change in state. Okay, so we'll probably go higher here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this on demo, obviously. Because I'm not trading personal right now because I'm waiting to kind of put more money in all at once. Now we are forming bearish SMT there. Hang on, I'm gonna get rid of that for a second. So yeah, I think the logic here is higher time frame is just bullish. It's a gap, right? So we're just utilizing this gap. Yeah. This is giving propulsion block vibes. I wish we had more to work with though. I don't want to be that guy that forces stuff, but yeah, I think we go higher here. Let's try Dynamis here. So 15-second order block, 15-second propulsion block. Okay, we'll probably go higher here. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to trade the market right now because it's just not. It's not conditions I would normally trade in. So that's kind of why I'm like feeling so hesitant. It's just not something I would trade normally. Okay, I'm just gonna watch and wait for something obvious. So yeah, like I said, I think, you know, like if this was my real accounts, I would not be trading. But since it's just practice, we could look for something, but it's just not ideal. Yeah, it might be. It might be that it's 2022 model to the downside. Yeah, I guess it's a pin bar right here on the 5 minute with SMT. So yeah, we might actually just go lower here. Looks like we're about to get a 15-minute outside bar. This is actually super nice. Five-minute pin bar. What are you guys thinking? Oh man, where's my phone at? But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to put more money in my personal account all at once because I hate just having to deposit more over and over again. Okay, so let's see. Is anyone watching the stream? It doesn't matter if not. I'm gonna keep streaming anyway. But there's two watching. Nice. So yeah, it's crazy. Once I stop streaming consistently for like however long, I lose so many viewers because people aren't expecting it anymore. But I'm gonna try and get back into it. It's just it can be hard for me to be consistent sometimes. I don't know. I'm trying my best. So here's this 1 minute gap. Feeling like a phoenix here. I don't know why it's being so laggy though. See, this is the issue with trading on TradingView is it just does this stuff. Okay, this will be interesting. I don't know if this will play out, but we'll see. Okay, that should have got filled. Yeah, kind of giving a 1 minute pin bar vibes. Note that was also a 369 time. That didn't fill. The heck? Oh. 15-second gap tapped. We'll see what kind of reaction we get. Yeah, I don't think this is the most highest probability trade. So I'll probably just go break even. Probably shouldn't have even taken it, honestly, but okay, it got break even now. Yeah, it's just a very, once again, I would not even take trades in these conditions in the first place. So it's so stupid to even put a trade in if I would not even take a trade for real. What up, FA? You entered shorts. Nice. Yeah, I think we will go higher eventually, but it's just kind of like, we'll see. We do have I think it was like a 5-minute or a 3-minute pin bar or something like that to the downside. Yeah, like look at this 4-minute pin bar. So there's definitely a good reason for shorts. So I think I was just being stupid, honestly. Yeah, I think we'll go higher. But yeah, 4-minute pin bar here. Very logical for shorts. Yeah, I think we go higher. I could take another. Should I take another trade on this account? This paper account. It would be so cool if I brought this paper account to 100,000 from 50,000. Guys, what was I gonna say? So, I lost my train of thought. What was I thinking? Yeah, that's the eventual goal, is to bring a, oh, I remember. So I'm treating this like an actual personal account that, but not a $50,000 one. I'm treating this like I don't know, like a $2,000 personal account. And so just instead of 5,000, imagine this is 2,122 or something. And then basically, I want to basically pretend like it's 2,000 instead of 50,000, right? So when it hits 51,500, or if it was the $2,000 account, once it's 3,500, I unlock the next risk tier, which will be, according to my spreadsheet, the next risk tier is I'll show you guys. Hang on. So this is how I'm going to scale a personal account, is by tiers. And I actually changed it, so I'm doing 4 bullets a day. So So actually, I might just work on this now. So yeah, real account size is 2,000 plus whatever the account size says. So I need to double all these numbers. And then, so the way the bullets work is it's bullet means a loss. So if it's a loss, I can't utilize that bullet anymore. But if it's a win or a break even, then I still have that bullet. 2 unlock at the start of Asia session, which is 18 o'clock Eastern. 2 unlock at the start of and I'm going to consider the start of New York session to be to be 6 o'clock Eastern, which is super early, but this is how I want to do it. And then I need to adjust all these, and then I'm basically just gonna be scaling up a personal account. So, okay. I'm trying to figure this out. So, yeah. I need to start adjusting these. And I'm thinking I'm going to get a whiteboard so I can keep track of my bullets, and I'm going to keep it inside my room. So 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7. 7.5. And then I'll finish this later. But yeah, I'm gonna be scaling this like as if it was so right now if as if this was 2,122. So right now that means that's $40 per trade. Ooh, I need to. Maybe I should make another column for like the real account size. Nah, it's fine. As long as I get it, that's what matters. Okay, so we're coming back to the new week opening gap, which is very, very logical. Okay. Once again, I'm bullish. So this is exactly kind of what I was wanting to see. We're delivering from this new week opening gap. Forming a pin bar on the 5-minute. Should be good longs here. Delivering from a new week opening gap. Unfortunately, if I want to risk one micro, I have to have stop loss there, and I guess that's just where the stop loss has to be. So very risky trade here. I could also enter on a retrace. We might do that. "15 seconds till this closes." Not the best trade in the world. Oh my. So I would have gotten stopped out if I'd gotten the normal entry. The lag is insane. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is why I'm not trading on. This is why I'm not. I'm gonna stop trading on paper on TradingView. Hey, what up, Javier? How's it going, bro? Oh, you guys can't see my screen. So yeah, I'm gonna try to not trade on paper on TradingView because it just lags and I don't know why. But I think for real trades I could do it on TradingView. So we're getting a 30-second inversion. What did I miss? I actually caught a 5R today, which is just insane. So this looks really nice. And I already am in on the other paper account, so it's okay if I miss this. So I kind of just missed it. I should have just market buyed. Alright, whatever. Yeah, we're getting nice displacement here. So, yeah, the 30-second inversion there was much better. So, yeah, I think I really shouldn't be trading on paper. Hold on, let me write this down on my phone. So, I might be able to trade on TradingView on, I think there's no lag on TradingView for my actual broker, but for some reason on paper there is. So I'm going to write this down. Hang on. So when I'm paper trading on my phone, I'm doing TradingView. When I'm live trading on phone, TradingView. When I'm live trading on computer, Tradevate or TradingView. When I'm paper trading on computer, Tradevate. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's kind of confusing. Okay. So we're just expanding to the upside here. Look at this 5-minute pin bar. That's actually so nice. Let's go ahead and put a limit order at that 5-minute pin bar. The only thing is, it's not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to risk 1 micro is the thing, and have a full size stop. It's not really possible. So maybe not then. That's too small of a stop loss. But yeah, we're in that paper trade now. Dang, this is up $70. Now, I thought I was going to get stopped out there, but I should have taken that 30-second inversion instead. What I could do is I could treat this like a 2022 model, like I was just showing you guys before, because this is a 2022 model, right? We swept out. Well, we have SMT here. We're breaking structure to the upside. Needs to come back down to 450. Really? Yeah, at this point, maybe. Okay, I'm going to take profit on that paper trade there, because I think this consolidation might be as far as we go. And we just took that true open. So once again, the way I'm doing these paper accounts is I'm treating them like a $2,000 account. So it's 2,440 right now. When it gets to 3,500, I move the risk up to the next risk tier, which it kind of doesn't make sense on this chart, but the next risk tier will be 3,500, which it says 1,500, but it's actually 3,500. Oh, I need to... Wait, this needs to say 1,500. Okay, I got a lot of adjusting to do. Nice. Nice, Shani. Okay. So see how it says here, real account is going to be 2,000 plus whatever the account size says. So when my account hits 3,500, I'm moving up to $50 risk per trade. So wait. You're in longs now? Nice. All right. I'm trying to figure out how the logic works here because it's not making sense. I'll figure it out later. It's not that big a deal. For now, I'll just keep it at 2,000. So, okay. We took the true opens. We kind of purged this consolidation. Javier says we're going to come back down to that low. I'm kind of thinking that we might just go down with this SMT here. So I just wish we had more gaps to work with. Feels like we don't have that many. Yeah. That's the annoying thing about when you're expanding aggressively to the upside. It's like we don't really have a ton of like new day opening gaps because you're kind of in unknown territory. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Yes, I like this now. Okay. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. I'll figure this out later. I kind of think we'll go lower because of the bearish S&T. Okay, I'm gonna copy this whole thing, and then I'm gonna paste it, and then I'm just gonna switch this to go up 2,000 each. Yep, we're going lower. I knew it. I knew it. Called it. Called it. We're going lower. Okay. So this is the way I'm doing it. I'm just adding 2,000 onto all these numbers. $450, here it comes. Javier, you're right. You're right. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, that looks disgusting. Okay, I'm actually going back on that. So I think what I'll do. Let's just go back to the beginning. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. While it's less than $4,000. Yeah, we're probably gonna get to some longs down there. So yeah, I think we'll look for longs down here. I think it'd be beautiful for longs. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, guys, I was thinking this bearish SMT could take us lower. You would say use Excel. Yeah, yeah. It's, you know what? That's probably gonna. Let's just use Excel. Yeah, it's a better. I mean, I'm gonna use Google Sheets, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, Javier, you called it, bro. You called it. Insane, man. Great work. Okay, so to simplify this, I know what to do. Okay, I figured it out. When it's less than 2,000, the risk will be 40, which puts it at, yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, this is perfect. And then no buffer. What's 40 divided by 2,000 though? Or two, yeah. That's 2%. So then it goes up to 2.5%. That's the issue. Oh, okay, I know what to do. Let's just have it be, you can't have less than a $2,000 account. Yeah. There we go. Now that works. Okay. And then I might add another column for 2,500. Okay, I figured it out. Figured out how I'm gonna do this. So I gotta save up $2,000 basically. Because I hate having to just deposit more money and stuff. So I'll just trade on demo until then. I just want to take this seriously. You know. Okay, I know exactly how we can do this. So we can just have the cells auto calculate. Yeah, so is there not bullish SMT? I don't think we have bullish SMT yet. Hold its recent low though. Yeah, right now we're not having bullish SMT besides the old one there. So we should still get longs here. I think we need to fill. We're probably gonna need to fill the NDOG or the NWOG. This is very logical actually. We're probably just gonna come down, fill the NWOG, and look for a inversion or a change in state off of the NWOG here. Yeah, look at the NWOG. I think we're gonna come fill this, and then we're gonna continue to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Okay, I might make some small adjustments, but I basically have it set up now. So I'll have this go bang times 4. I'll fill that down. Once again, I think we need to fill the NDOG, NWOG thing. Okay. Alright, this is set up now. We're all good. So yeah, hopefully now the way I'm doing the paper accounts makes sense. Until the paper account hits 2,000, I'm treating it as $40 per trade, and then I don't unlock the next risk level until 52,500, at which point I'll do $50 per trade, and then 60, then 75, and then continue. And I'm wondering if I should have another column. Let me know what you guys think about this, but another column where like amount that will downsize to the previous risk tier. Like for instance, let's say I'm at risk tier account size 300,000, and I don't know. Obviously, if the account balance falls super low, I want to decrease risk eventually. So maybe like if it falls down to like, ooh, I know. If it falls down to the risk tier before the previous risk tier's account size, then I get downsized. I think that makes sense. Alright, that looks good. Yeah, guys, there's just not a lot going on here. Oh, dang, there's 5 people watching now. There's a lot more watching now that I'm working on the spreadsheet. Yeah, I caught the 5R today. Basically, if you guys want to know what the trade was, it was very, very simple. We had an old first presented for value gap, which is now no longer showing up, but because it's only showing the previous, like, most recent 3, but there was one from 4 days ago. Let's see if we can find it. So it was probably within here somewhere. So there was one from 4 days ago. Looks like it was right here. So this first presented for value gap from 4 days ago. And check this out, right? We manipulated all the true opens. So this is my first strike model. It was very simple, very straightforward. We manipulated all the true opens. And then I aligned the first presented for value gap. You can align it. Usually you align it with like a change in state, but actually you can align it with an inversion for value gap if it makes sense to. And so we had a SMT right here, and I wasn't bearish because higher time frame inversed on the 6 hour, and then we had this 15-second inversion for value gap. So I longed right on that. I could have longed here, but I waited for that, and then bang, right there, stop here, and then ran all this LRLR, and then targeted this consolidation. It was just very logical and straightforward, and it looks like kind of like I was hacking, but it was just a very simple logical trade. So yeah, 15-second IPG off the first presented for value gap. Five-minute SMT with pin bar. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at that right now. Yeah, we have a nice SMT here. Yeah, man, this pin bar, I would just enter on this pin bar's close if we get it. Personally. Now, maybe we need to sweep out the low again, though. But you never know. I don't know. That is always a case to be made. Oh, we'll have a 3-minute outside bar. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. Did not form. So it might actually end up being a 5-minute outside bar. Looks like it will be. So yeah, all the true opens got manipulated here. So exactly. So looks like we're gonna form a fair value gap here. I might also just put a limit order at the rejection block. just as an additional trade if this ends up hitting. So this is a Phoenix. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna get this 5-minute outside bar. So we just got the 5-minute outside bar. There's just not really a way for me to take it with appropriate risk because look, if I want to risk 1 micro, I have to have a stop like that. So I guess you could do that if you want. I like this 1-minute gap. I wonder if we'll come down into it. Yeah, 5-minute outside bar is playing out here. But so like if you wanted to, if you have the like if you're trading on a prop or if you want to risk like instead of 40 unless if you're risking $80 or something like that, then this you could take this outside bar, or it's easier if you just trade on prop, but yeah, there we go. That outside bar is playing out very nicely. Might just go ahead and take this inversion. Then again, I don't want to be chasing, but retest the open in that 5-minute outside bar for entry. Once again, I can't take the 5-minute outside bar because the risk is just too much. I'd have to put stop down here. Unless, actually, I could do it. It's just I'd have to have a stop loss that's not where it's supposed to be. But it's, I mean, if I want to, I could. So, yeah, we'll probably continue higher here. Looks very obvious that we will. So this 3 minutes gonna inverse. Nah, I think we'll go higher. I'm just trying to figure out. Like I said, I gotta do it with 1 micro, and so the risk. If I can't fit in with the right risk, then I'm not gonna take it. It's just me. It's obvious. I mean. So yeah, this 5-minute IPG is beautiful, right? There's nothing wrong with this 5-minute IPG, but we might need to get a retrace. Yeah, I think we'll maybe get a retrace here into this gap. So maybe on so this is like a 2022 gap because we've swept out liquidity, we've broken out highs, and now there's displacement. Now we have a fair value gap. So on the low time frame here, I might look for a 15-second change in state up and then take that. So once again, here's the sweep. And then here's the break of this high. You can see every gap is holding. I wish we had like a new day opening gap or something, because it's just like, it feels, Feels like there's no other confluences. We did not inverse the 3-minute. 544 need to break aggressively with the FEG. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you did. So I'm gonna get rid of that Phoenix entry now, because I'm not gonna get it now. Now if it came back down, that'd be a red flag. So honestly, I could just take this inversion with a stop loss that is less than ideal. I think I'll just do that if we inverse this 3-minute. Nah, it kind of feels a little forced though. But yeah, you look at this 15-second. This is exactly what I was talking about. We had that fair value gap, and then we got 15-second change and stayed off of it. So I'm gonna place an order there. And I'll pyramid at OTE. Rip. I didn't get filled. But yeah, we called it. That's the important thing, is we called it. I mean, Javier took it, obviously. Okay, it's 11:10. I think I'll just be done. Any trade now is forced for me. So, but yeah, we did know this move was coming. That's the important thing. Honestly, I should have just taken the inside bar with a small stop instead of having this, because like I could still take it. It's just the stop loss is not ideal, but I could have still taken it and it would have played out very nicely. So that's probably what I should have done. But anyway, guys, I mean the outside bar, not inside bar. I'm gonna end the stream here. Every day we just get a little better. My bad, guys, for not streaming every day, but I'm gonna keep getting better with time and make sure I keep showing up one day at a time. Even if I miss days, I'll show up the next day. So yeah, that's my bad, but I'm gonna keep getting better at it. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We're just gonna keep going with this. It's the POC of the visible range volume profile. No way. That's awesome, bro. All right, yeah. One day at a time, guys. We're just going to keep getting better. And, yeah. If I miss days, just know that it's, you know, I'm a human being, but I'm going to keep showing up and getting better and keep working at it. So, here we go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.